For centuries, people from all over the world have trekked to the far northwestern corner of Spain in search of answers to life's questions. With 7-month-old Vahla in tow, this would be our first adventure as a family. We were drawn to the idea of a family expedition, one that required logistical planning, gear preparations, and a leap of faith. So we committed to walking the last 100 miles of the Camino de Santiago, starting just north of Spain's border with Portugal and ending at the Santiago de Compostela Cathedral. No planes, no boats, no taxis or rickshaws, just wake up and walk. Halfway up to the northern Spain, and we're caught in this rain here. It's getting me a little bit concerned that we have the right rain gear for the Camino itself, and I really don't want to get stuck in the middle of nowhere on a walk with her, worrying about whether she's going to be too cold. We selected Bayona, Spain as our starting point. It's a fishing town with a splendid marina and a medieval historical center. Aaron and I were aching to go hiking straight away along the sea until the sky went pitch black.
I would be walking until it was pitch.
Alright, that's it. We're leaving our car for the next 9 days and hiking 120 kilometers and exploring churches, vineyards, and the sea.
We've just left our car. We're on our own for 9 days. We got Vahla in the backpack. Our first stop, our first leg is from Bayona to Negron. We're doing the coastal section of the Portuguese Camino. This was our hotel last night. The beds were rock hard. And a creak like the hold of an old ship. Today, you just have to make it over there, walking all around this way. Night 1, you stay there.
We couldn't resist exploring the perimeter of the Montreal Peninsula due to its scattering of towers, gates, batteries, and bastions, perched just above the sea. So, before we even reached the Camino Trail, we were already 3 miles in the hole. But this is exactly why we chose the Portuguese coastal way. We're in stage 1 of our Camino, and I don't even know how any of the other sections are going to be better than this one. We're walking underneath a castle fortress along the sea. We could think about the hundreds of ways we could fail, but we had already taken the first step.
First rain on the Camino. Vahla's prepared with her Hublot sailing jacket.
It just started downpouring on us, so we had to duck into a church, our first church of the Camino.
How'd you like your first downpour of the Camino? We just survived our first downpour. We've run into a few other pilgrims doing the Camino, and everyone started to say to us Buen Camino because they can tell by our gear that we're on the trek. It feels cool to be part of something. Vala's sneezing and she's ready to break for lunch, but we have 18 minutes to make it to the tapas bar. Tapas, not topless. So we're really loving day 1 of the Camino. We just had an amazing tapas feast, and I thought it was going to be 40 euro and it was 16. And we had wine and local seafood, and now we have gelato. Well, I was having a really good time eating an ice cream, walking on the beach. Just had a delicious lunch. Was confirming our hotel reservation. Step in a hole. Fell in from about 30 people into the sand. Lost my ice cream cone. Still a good day. So we completed our first stage. What was supposed to be 6 kilometers ended up being nearly 13 because we took a lot of detours and wanted to walk close to the ocean. But it was a pretty damn good day one. It's the morning of day 2. Dave's searching for a purple trash bag in our tightly packed backpack. And today we are heading our longest day, 20 kilometers, probably even a little bit more because we're going to take the really coastal route along the water from Negron, where we stayed last night, to Vigo. So this is going to be Vahla's longest hike ever. She's seeming a little bit tired, so we're hoping she sleeps.
Day 2. Bring back. It's just after 8 a.m. on the morning of day 2. We got 20 kilometers to do today. It's kind of a little wicked weather, but it's cool also. Here we go.
Giddy up.
Through the misty wet rain, we can still make out the tower of our parador jutting just above the sea. We hike through a constant drizzle this morning under dark, low-lying clouds. With 12 miles until our next destination, we know we have to keep our pace up. As we march forward, the tower slips away into the mist until it is no longer in sight.
Day 2, Dave did a solid 4 miles with Vahla on his back in the first session. We stopped at a little fruit market. Vahla and I shared a white peach, and now I'm carrying her for a little while. We just did a beach picnic. We got meat and cheese and fresh baked bread and some wine.
Wine hike.
Having a wine hike. Hour and 25 to go. Unless we cut along the beach like Dave wants. Whoa, look at that cool sand sculpture. And then it'll be 4 hours. It's got even a candle on it. There's a burning candle in there. Vahla did 20 kilometers of hiking today. How do you feel about that? Exactly. So it's the morning of day 3. We're in Vigo, and today we're headed 15 kilometers to Redondela. In order to qualify to get your Compostela or your certificate when we reach our destination in Santiago, you have to walk at least 100 kilometers. So we started in Vahla, which will make it about 120 when we're all done. Dave likes to take the coastal routes and take some detours to see cool stuff, so we might be up to 150. We'll see. You ready for day 3, buddy? It's the morning of day 3 in Vigo, just after 8 a.m. We're out with all the little school children dressed in their plaid outfits going to school. And we've got 1 mile to get to the start of the Camino for today, and then 15 kilometers after that, about 10 miles. Giddy up. One thing we've noticed so far is that the Spanish senior citizens seem very happy to see us doing the Camino. We just had an old man use his umbrella to point us in the direction to cross the street to continue on the trail. Wouldn't it be nice to have that in life, Dave says. It's a metaphor. Dave's been really excited to see all the dogs on the road. And there's just a fluffy white guy named Pasha. And he was so excited, he's like, "Hey, puppy, puppy." And then Pasha nailed him right in the junk. Good start.
The day starts out with a slow uphill climb to escape the hustle and bustle of Vigo city proper, which was built over a hill fort in a Roman settlement. By the looks of it, once we're out of the city, there are no restaurants, tapas bars, or cafes for about 10 miles. However, in our excitement, we exit the city and plunge deep into the foggy cloud forest before we even realize that there's no turning back. Through the dense trees and thick clouds, we can just make out a scattering of country houses cascading to the water. Piles of pried open fruit lay abandoned along the border of our path. I keep my eyes peeled for monkeys.
Right now we're approaching Vahla's first waterfall. So we've been walking through towns mostly the whole time, and the city this morning, but now we're out on this trail in the misty fog in the cloud forest, and we are just out here. There's no panaderias.
Wish there was a panaderia.
We follow the golden path painted on the ground and doze off as we walk, letting thoughts and memories flood into our consciousness. Galicia's geographical home in the northwest of the country, and its proximity to the Atlantic, gives it a uniquely disparate microclimate from the south and east, which border the Med.
Hi, Vahla. She's happy. She just had some leche.
The muted green colors of the terrain and the constant wetness in the air remind me of some of my favorite places to travel in South Asia, like Ubud, Bali, and Kandy, Sri Lanka.
Stretching out the back after a long day's hike. Hi, Vahla. How do you feel after hiking another 11 miles today? What are your thoughts on the Camino de Santiago thus far? Open your mouth real wide if you like it. Oh, yeah, you do.
Could this be? She already seems older. Although she might not remember this journey in her mind's eye, I hope that she will see it as a constellation as she connects the dots in the story of her life. Perhaps this trip will give her confidence when she considers chasing a big dream as an adult, because she'll know that she's been doing these challenges since she was a baby.
It's the morning of day 4. Today is a short day. We only have to go 8 kilometers from Redondela, where we are now, to Arcade. So we decided to get a little bit of a later start. And we got this one, a little nap. Ready for day 4, buddy? Yeah? There it is. Camino day 4. New Camino themed mask. We're heading from Redondela to Arcade. Short day, only 8K.
Redondela is known as the village of the viaducts, and it lives up to its moniker.
Our first 3 days were on the Portuguese coastal Camino because we wanted to hug along the coastline. But today is the first day we're joining up with the main Portuguese Camino, so we should see a lot more pilgrims along the way. That's what they're called, pilgrims.
Although we started our journey on the coast, all roads to Santiago eventually become one, and we are now merging with other trails, including the most popular St. James Way. We're seeing more pilgrims at rest stops, and I haven't sensed this type of communal positive vibe with strangers since I attended outdoor music festivals in California.
What are you looking at? That's a vineyard. So we've arrived in Arcade, which is our destination for the night. Vala's excited. She just took a nap at our hotel, and now we're gonna go have a seafood feast.
For lunch, we taste our first scallops, a Galician specialty. They're fresh and warm from the oven.
During our hike, I was so looking forward to that post-hike beer, and it kept me going. We had to delay it about 4 hours just because of the timing of Vala's nap. Here we go. That's good.
It's the morning of day 5. Vala's feeling good. She's got a new terry cloth outfit on. And today we have a longer day from Arcade to Pontevedra, where we're staying at a Parador. It's like a renovated castle manor estate. So we're finally gonna get a little bit of luxury because our place here is very, very simple. Dave and I had dinner last night in the bathroom as Vahla slept in the main room. Day 5, day 5, day 5, day 5. Good morning. It's day 5, and we are hiking 12K today to Pontevedra. Vala's trying to remove her beanie in the background. Day 5.
We just stopped at a panaderia, loading up with a croissant, chocolate croissant, and a baguette. It's gonna give us the energy we need, the carb load.
Vahla can't have any. Poor little buddy just has to watch us eat. We just passed the 76-kilometer mile marker. So closer and closer to Santiago. The 0-mile marker is at the church where legend has it St. James is entombed.
Most of the route between cities cuts through a fairy tale fern gully with babbling brooks and rocky scrambles. I feed an apple to a roaming horse, and he tags along as the fourth member of our troop for 100 meters or so. As we enter the city, we're immersed in a crowd of people larger than I've seen this entire year. It must be a holiday, Aaron reasons.
This is our home for the night. We finally made it to our home for the night in Pontevedra. It's this renovated royal residence that they turned into a hotel. Here we go. Vahla is ready for a break.
We're staying in another parador, the former residence of the Counts of Maceda. We picnic on the terrace and keep an eye on Vahla as she rips at the grass while we admire the setting sun as it bakes the stone buildings.
Как будто первая моя, как будто самая моя, как будто стерли все слова.
It's the morning of day 6. What we thought was a relatively easy 12-kilometer day, due to a slight error in my typing and/or calculations, is actually 22. So we took a little time to have a nice breakfast, play with the baby.
We scarfed our faces in 5 minutes.
Yeah, by nice breakfast, I mean buffet, scarf, fast. We're out the door, we're on the road. We have our longest day of the entire Camino ahead of us. Sorry, Davey. I got Vahla in the backpack. We're in the second stretch of day 6. This is going to be our longest day of the Camino. We were just at a restaurant at 11 a.m. taking a little break. I double fisted with a glass of local wine and a hot tea. So I got the wine to numb the soreness and the tea to keep me peppy. Now we're playing Bob Marley Legend and singing along. Vahla's kind of making noises along with the music, so I think she digs it. We just did another hour. We're taking a little break. Play with some coconut water bottles, baby food, and for Dave to fly his drone. Vahla's staring at it right now. You see it? Blocking our path.
After 15 miles, we gratefully reached the Torre de Rio, a beautifully restored 18th century textile mill. Aaron and I trust that the chilly water will relieve some of our soreness.
The reality of fine dining with a baby. The river cats. Day 7. 18 kilometers. Caldas de Reis to Padrón. Padrón is famous for peppers, which we will eat along the way.
We swam in the freezing cold natural river pool last night, so maybe we'll have less soreness for the day.
But I did just gua sha Dave with CBD lotion on his back, and it was looking pretty jacked. Giddy up. Other people on the trail with us today. Oh, now. Hi, pig.
Must be Granny in the garden hour. Everywhere we go past these farmhouses, the grannies are working the leaf blowers and the hedge trimmers and even driving the tractors.
Hey, what do you think?
What a way to hit a milestone.
Oh, Vahla!
Vahla stands up on her own for the first time today at a chicken coop under vineyard trellises in the Galician countryside. She's wearing Aaron's plaid shirt that her mom's been saving for 35 years. It reminds me that, although our path this week is a straight line to Santiago, life comes around full circle.
Morning of day 8. Vahla was destroying everything at breakfast. But we have a short day today. So we're exploring the surroundings of the house we rented last night. Good morning, Vahla.
We've wandered 87 miles from our starting point, and we're only one more day away from reaching the Santiago de Compostela Cathedral. I'm going to miss the simplicity of walking in the fresh air all day and following the spray-painted signs and markers.
We're in day 8. Day 8. We've only got to do about 10 more kilometers today. Real short. But we found this for the pilgrims. I'm gonna get some snacks. It's the morning of day 8. We did the... Hold on. Hold on. It's the morning of day 8. We have done the math and we've already done 80 miles of walking. Today is a pretty short day, just about 5 or 6 miles.
We'll find a way to make it 10.
We'll make it longer. We
We'll
always
explore.
do. We do detours. Vahla's having a little post-nap leche, and we're going to continue on.
To start the day, we wind through a sleepy town in the morning to the smell of freshly fallen leaves. We set up a picnic in a churchyard and eat churros with local churchgoers. They are mostly elderly folks, and without fail, they wish us buen camino.
It's all or nothing.
Kick it in gear to pass a group of 5 and savor the satisfying gravelly crunch underfoot. On our path, the verdant forest soaks in the sideways sun as the wind rustles up that chilly fall morning smell.
Hi, Vahla.
We have 15 more minutes. Oh.
Hi.
Open your eyes. Become, be loved.
It's the morning of day 9 and my dogs are barking. Let's go.
Yeah.
Interested?
Come on, come on.
Vahla, what do you think?
It's all or nothing.
Hi, Vahla. Day 9, day 9, day 9, day 9.
As I'm getting closer to the end, pain turns to exhilaration. With that excitement comes a bittersweet feeling that the end is near.
We're less than 5K from Santiago. It's the biggest city in all of Galicia, and we're still pretty much walking in the wilderness. Val just woke up from a nap. Almost there.
I'm noticing how walking all day is making me appreciate simple things that I used to take for granted, such as how that first meal tastes, how that first shower feels, and how good it feels to finally let my head hit the pillow at night. I'm impressed by how preserved the pilgrimage experience is, especially the final section leading to Santiago, which could be way more commercial. It's like we're on a secret backdoor entrance.
We're 3.5K from the cathedral in Santiago. We're just on the outskirts and we can see the church spires in the distance. Hi buddy, we're almost to Santiago.
They carry your trash. The one wake up.
There's the church. We're in the old town of Santiago. We can see the church spires. We should be there in about 5 minutes. We made it.
We march through town in a state of disbelief that we feel this refreshed after walking 100 miles. We're not sure if an unholy exhaustion is about to hit us, or whether some sort of spiritual epiphany might change our perceptions of life.
We've arrived. Catedral de Santiago de Compostela. Woo!
this morning in a farmhouse, and we end it in the oldest operating hotel in the world, a medieval parador built in 1499. Over centuries, pilgrims have been recovering here free of charge. Finally getting the chance to explore the dimly lit cathedral is a surreal experience. The weight of the golden ornamentations in each nave makes the cavernous cathedral feel underground, with millions of pounds of bedrock overhead. Our final official stop in the Camino is Finisterre on Spain's western coast, a place that the Romans deemed the end of the world because they had no knowledge of the North American continent. Finisterre is also known as the Costa de Mort because of the multitude of shipwrecks caused by its jagged shores and the constant foggy weather near the cape. As we hike around Finisterre, I realize that I've lived up to my wedding vow promise that I would follow Aaron to the ends of the earth, and I make the promise again.